Morning everybody. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update on the 64 Galaxie progress. When I got it painted, and this is really important for you if you're ever going to build a car, to make sure you know what you're looking for or what you want as an end product. When it came to polishing, when I got the car painted, I told them I wanted one extra coat of clear, so I've got 3 coats of clear on here. What I'm using is Durablocks. And I'm starting with 1500 grit, then going to 2000 and 3000. First block, and I'm going to send you a link to, I think, Carthage Classic Restoration or something like that. They did almost exactly what I did. I actually just watched their video yesterday. Turns out I'm pretty much mirroring what they're doing. But they went with a couple lower grits. I think they started with 1000. First reason I want 1500. I've got 3 coats of clear, not 5 or 6 like some of the restoration shops. 2, I like to go with the least grit I can instead of going with the coarser grit. The reason you go with the coarser grit is you might get it a little bit smoother, but you're taking a lot more product off. So I tried not to do that. I also used the Durablocks. And the reason I did the Durablocks versus my acrylic blocks that I have back here is it's as straight as it's going to be for me. If I added 6 coats of clear, then I would probably start with acrylic blocks and get it perfectly straight. But I said, well, again, knowing what I wanted for a car, I didn't need a $100,000 or $150,000 show car. I wanted a nice, very nice driver. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to show you a couple things I've done, show you how it looks. I've got a few pictures I might post in the video as well, just to show you what I've done here. Hopefully you get a little bit out of this, and if you look at the other video, I think you'll get some of the detail that you might want to see. So this is done 1500 grit. With the 1500 grit, I'm trying to get most of the surface smooth. I haven't done the edges too much. I'm going to try to use one of the softer blocks and do those with 2000. I didn't want to get too aggressive, didn't want to bleed through, because like I said, I've only got 3 coats of clear. Having said that, I'm going to say it came out pretty good. Again, using an acrylic block might have been a little bit straighter, but I was worried about bleeding through. The other thing I noticed, the hardest panels to do was these doors right in the groove here. Those, when I first did this door, and again, always do the passenger side first, I found that I really had to get in here good. I had to use a straight block and kind of block along the length of it, going up and down from both here going this way and here going this way, instead of doing a crisscross pattern or anything, because I just wasn't getting into it and it looked dimply. So it looked terrible, but it looks good now. So this ends up being a 6-step process. So I go, like I said, 1500, 2000, and then 3000. That's the 3 steps. These are the blocks I'm using. So a straight block like this one, smaller one like that, and of course a round, and a couple smaller blocks. This one's quite soft, so it gives me some flexibility where I need it. I might do that kind of on the edges. I also, after I've done that, then I'm polishing with a wool pad, circular, and then orbital with this one. And the orbital here I'm using is a heavy duty compound. So these are the heavy duty compounds, and then a finishing compound here. The compounds I'm using, I've kind of switched it up a little bit, I've always been a 3M guy when it comes to polish, but it's twice the price of the Rupes. So I've been using the Rupes here for the rotary course. I've got a DA course, and then I've got a DA fine for the final. And like I said, it's coming out okay. So if you ever want to do this, again, be sure you're clear what you want and how much clear you need and all of that good stuff, because if you do bleed through here, you don't get a second chance. So be sure you're aware of that. One other thing I was just going to mention. So when I did the trunk and the hood, you will find when you're blocking a trunk and a hood, even though there's no bodywork on it, there will be low spots and high spots in it. If you look underneath, there will be cross bracing in here. Usually the high spots are in the cross bracing, low spots are in the where there's no cross bracing. That's from years of just driving and use and the weight of the steel. So one of the things my dad taught me when he owned a body shop is you don't want to fill that up with body filler, even if it's thin, because as you drive these cars, that is going to be a place where it vibrates a little bit. And if you ever watch an older car on the road, you can see it kind of vibrating a little bit. So I know that the hood and the trunk, I won't be able to get it perfect. It's basically trying to minimize those waves is what I did. Again, with the clear, I'm not trying to make it better. I'm just trying to make it, you know, minimizing them because I've done the bodywork as best I can. And that's it. I'll give you an update when that's complete, and then I'll finish up polishing the stainless and work on that. Well, like I said, I had been using the 3M. I ran out of it, so I was using the Rupes for the trunk. And at the end of it, I just had to go buy some more of the 3M. It makes a difference if you've wet sanded. So this is probably okay if you haven't had to sand it, because it does polish, but the 3M makes that much difference. I don't know if you can tell. So when I look at the 3 here, I don't see any scratches. But when I go here where I had done it, I think you can just see there's still some scratches here. That's after I did the Rupes. With the 3M, no scratches. So if you're looking at it, if you've wet sanded, looks like 3M's basically your best choice. It's about 3 times the price, but at the end of the day, you don't want scratches in your paint.